Hello everyone, we are here today at Sonoma for race number 4 of the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solutions Series for the Turnkey Network Solution 70 here at Sonoma. Right now qualifying underway, a minute left so far in the session, and right now Luke Peters on top of the board with a 117.899. Eric here in second, Aaron Brown in third for now. No one else on the racetrack in the moment, so right now it looks like Luke Peters will get a quick time award from Rev Limit Workshop, as no one's able to set on their lap. I'm going to be joined tonight a little bit by Brady Floyd here at Sonoma.
Hey guys, pleasure to be here.
And it will be a quick little rundown. It will be 35 laps in total here at Sonoma, which is roughly around 70 miles. Should be a hot, slick race so far. Weather very hot here tonight. It's going to be 105-degree track time. It's only going to get hotter throughout this race, as right now it's a little past noon here in Sonoma, California. So 20 more seconds until qualifying is officially wrapped up here. Peters has pretty much officially got pole position, as no one's able to set another time here. 8 seconds left in the session. So Luke Peters will win pole position here tonight at Sonoma, and also he wins a free paint scheme, as I mentioned, from Rev Limit Workshop. Only 16 cars in total set a lap out of the 28 in the field. So right now the drivers doing a quick little warm-up session. The drivers meeting right now. The next 5 minutes or so, we will be right back with the starting grid here for tonight's 35 lap race at Sonoma. Come on. As we're back live here at Sonoma, as right now drivers green up here currently, as we'll take a quick look at our starting grid here for tonight's race. Turnkey Network Solutions 70 at Sonoma. Currently right now green up on the pit lane. And as we mentioned before, Luke Pierce with the win, the pole position here tonight. He'll be starting in first place. Alongside him is Eric Kidder in second, Aaron Brown in third, Tyler Aspinall in fourth, Thomas Coonan in fifth, Luke Farrell sixth, Ollie Reeves in seventh, Zachary Thornton in eighth, Douglas Newbiggie in ninth, Jacob Thornton in 10th, Dakota Lee in 11th, Adrian Fernandez in 12th, Dick Memorial in 13th, Quinn Gingrich in 14th, Lucas Strayer 15th, Brett Murphy in 16th, Jordan Kuhn 17th, Jack Clemens in 18th, Chris James 19th, Malachi Drake 20th, Ben McDonald 21st, Derek Stanley 22nd, Zach Domer in 23rd, Evan Drake in 24th, Diego Seams in 25th, Brendan Griffiths in 26th, and in the last row here tonight, Ryan Perry in 27th and Cameron Ingram in 28th. And the final driver on the grid. Two drivers had EOL penalties, Brendan Griffiths and Cameron Ingram. As I mentioned before, Luke Pierce is going to be starting on pole position. We just looked at the grid there. Take a quick look at our weather before we go green. Still 105-degree track temp as the pace truck goes in the pit lane as go green here for 35 laps here at Sonoma. First road course of the season. As we are now underway here at Sonoma and green flag is out. And away we go through turn 1 up the hill. As Luke Pierce leads, Eric here second, Aaron Brown third for now. We'll say the defend 2 wide through up the hill. As we're side by side, everyone. As we're still side by side, downhill they go, down into turn number 7. Actually, it's turn number 6. As Luke Pierce still leads over Eric Kidder in second. And throughout the S's they go, single file out. Doesn't look like anyone was wrecked there at all that we've seen on my screen. As Luke Pierce now takes the race lead over Eric Kidder. Eric Kidder loses position to Aaron Brown for seconds. As into the hard hairpin there. As
an opportunity in that hairpin to make moves under heavy braking.
As see Douglas Newbiggie getting past Jacob Thornton there for 8th. As lap 1 completed. As up the hill most of these drivers go as they single file out through most of the field. As Luke Peters over Aaron Brown, who's up to second now over Eric Kidder. Kidder lost the position to Brown on the start there. So now just try to settle in here with the long green flag around. No cautions here tonight unless there's a big incident. There's a bunch of drivers off the racetrack. Tyler Aspinall, I believe, and Thomas Coonan also off the racetrack off of, I believe that was turn 4 right there.
Like everybody has made it through clean through lap 1. I didn't see any spins, a couple people going off. I see we've served some drive-through penalties and some EOLs for wrecks in past weeks, but looks like we're good and single filed out here, and now the long game starts. Can you save your tires and can you keep it on track? 1 pit stop tonight. Fuel run looks like it's going to be about 25, 26 laps, so I'll expect to see a lot of people cutting it in half tonight.
And Eric here right on the back bumper of Aaron Brown for second now, as he kind of lost him going to the hairpin. You got Jordan Kuntz making a pass in the hairpin on Brett Murphy there. As there goes Kuntz around there in the 27 machine. Get a clear Brett Murphy for that 15th spot. Making his way through the field. Jordan Kuntz, I know he's a pretty good road racer. I think he joined kind of late, was able to qualify, but he's making his way up to 15th and still has a long way to go and try to catch up to these guys up front. Looks like he got kind of loose off the curb turn there as they go down turn number 7 now. As now side by side for second place. Over in the background there, you see Luke Peters 3 seconds up the road as they're still alongside each other through the S's as they single file back out as Aaron maintains second for now.
Looks like there have been some minor incidents towards the back. I think I saw Jack Clemens around. I did just watch the 10 car get into the 3 car of Dakota Lee. So a little bit of time lost for those guys.
As Heater through the hairpin makes the move for second also. Few drivers, like you mentioned, having some troubles in the back. Then Adrian Fernandez making some contact there. As you can see, his right front damage on that 10 machine. Could affect his aero just a little bit. Not too severe on a road course like Sonoma, though.
Not too sure who you've got your pick for tonight, but I've seen, looks like Jordan Kuntz has worked his way all the way up to 13th from 17th starting position. You know, he's a good road racer. See if he can work his way up into the top 5 and come up with a good finish here tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely one I would watch out for. It didn't have the best qualifying as Thomas Kunin gets by Tyler Aspinall. As you have kind of a big group of cars, so you got Luke LaFaro, Ollie Reeves, Douglas Newby, kind of in the line right behind Tyler Aspinall. As we'll see if they make a move there for the top 5 spot.
Yeah, with the competition we have this season, it's definitely going to be interesting to see the battle for those last couple playoff spots. So there are a couple guys that I have my eye on, maybe like an Adrian Fernandez, Jacob Thornton, that need a good points day today, maybe keep themselves in that battle. And they're running really well right now, P9, P10 respectively.
Yeah, a road course like this, some people just kind of thrive on the road course a little bit better than the typical tracks we've been to, like Iowa or Homestead, other than obviously Daytona, which is more of a, I don't want to say completely luck, but a little bit more lucky than Iowa or Homestead. But Sonoma completely different than any of the other ones, which kind of throws a wrench in things, especially some drivers who aren't very good at these types of racetracks. And also some other drivers that are really good at these racetracks, like Luke Peters, who's 3.5 seconds ahead of the whole field right now.
Today.
We'll see how the tire wear is, though, because, he could have a 3.5 second lead, but a track like Sonoma, like I mentioned before, it's pretty hot, pretty greasy, so gotta keep those rear tires underneath you. As Eric here is still ahead of Aaron Brown, as he made the move in the hairpin 2 laps ago, so he's got to try to chase down Luke Peters in that first place spot. Kind of see this camera angle from the S to see just all these drivers flying through here. There's a couple groups of drivers just kind of grouped up together in 3s or 4s. Throughout the field that we got to keep our eye on, see how the strategy works out for them, as some may pay a little earlier, some may pay a little later. Now it will be interesting to find out here in the midpoint of the race.
It definitely will be interesting to see how much fresh tires give an advantage, and then see if the undercut, the overcut plays a little bit better for some of these guys. Once again, 35 laps today, so I'd expect to see stubs maybe starting as early as around lap 15.
There's now Eric Keeter, Aaron Brown, just kind of a few car lengths in between each other for second and third. And this big, pretty group of about 5 drivers here for fourth. And further on back, got Jacob Thorin kind of in a league of his own right now. In no man's land. Can he catch up to those guys in front of him? and maybe fight for a top 5 finish here tonight as Adrian Fernandez under attack from Cruz's contact into turn 7. And around go Fernandez. He flipping barrel rolling. It's Sonoma. Will he land on his tires? Yes, he will, and he has to keep going. He does have a fast repair, but absolutely chaotic wreck here at Sonoma. Not something you typically see at a road course like this.
Yeah, that's left me a bit speechless. That's not something that you usually see here, especially in a lower speed corner like that one. But I guess he just caught him under braking and caught the curb wrong and then just rolled him over.
I think they may have just came together there. See a better review from the... Yeah, this kind of came together. It seems like Fernandez was kind of going down, Kunz up a little bit, but Fernandez clearly got the worst of that one. Let's go on board with that tin machine.
Does look like he was able to limp it back around to pit road. Unsure if he's going to be able to make it from here, or if he'll have to make another stop. That running those tires long will definitely hurt him, as well as the time lost from that wreck.
Yeah, he does have a fast repair. Yeah, not something you usually see at any track, let alone a road course. Especially just hit the curb wrong there and up around he went. Easily gonna use his fast repair, which is only on road courses this season. So we get those fast repairs on the right and left hand corners as Jack Clemens makes his way up to 17th place over Brett Murphy, as side by side Jacob McMillan and Chris James here for 12th and 13th, as Adrian Fernandez penalty might be a speeding penalty off of pit lane, that's a killer right there. Unfortunate for him, had to flip, and also a speeding penalty. He'll probably go a lap down at this point.
Yeah, I would expect so. That's just I guess I don't want to say mistakes, but I guess bad luck compounding for him, which is really unfortunate to see. One guy I do have my eye on tonight that had a wreck early, you just mentioned him, Jack Clemens. He was really quick in practice, and we'll see how far back up he's going to be able to work himself. Sitting, I think, P18 right now, maybe just jumped to P17. It just looked like the position just updated, he's in P17, so I would expect him to maybe challenge for a top 10 before this day is all said and done.
As we're already 8 laps into this one, seems like it's kind of flown by so far. Even with a road course like this, it's only a minute and 15 or so second lap times, minute 20, give or take. Right now, the pace has fallen off about a second to 2 seconds for some drivers, so you can see how big the tire fall off is already. So if someone short pits even by a lap, they're going to gain 2 seconds on the guy in front of them, which could be pretty big. I mean, it's pretty hard to pass at a track like Sonoma. If you can try to just park the bus or something like that, try to undercome, park the bus, as we see side by side here, Douglas Newbigging and Ollie Reeves, as Ollie Reeves got bad eggs off the hairpin, and Newbigging's clear for 7th as he moves himself up another spot up the racetrack, as he's going to try to catch up to Luke LaFaro and Tyler Aspinall, who's battling for 5th place up ahead of the road.
That group of guys right there, that's probably going to be some of the best battle you'll see all night. Everybody from around really P2 back to P8, they're all racing pretty close together. A lot of really good, competent road course racers there, so I expect to see a lot of action from them. We'll see who can save their tires the best.
Yeah, it's getting right now. Luke Peters on another planet. Almost coming about 10 laps into this race so far. He's 5 seconds out of Eric Keeter and Aaron Brown. And right now, he's not looking like that he's making many mistakes as Adrian Fernandez down pit lane to serve his black flag, which I believe will be, I think it's a 15-second penalty for speeding on pit lane or a stop and go, one of the two. But he's going to go 1 lap down, and fortunately, he can't serve his car, I believe, for a... he can, but it'll be a 40-second black flag, which you can't. I'll probably put him another lap down, which is probably not the best decision for him. Which his race went from bad to worse to even more worse in a matter of pretty much a lap there. But right now, the field's spreading out a little bit as no one's really too close together for now. As I think pit stops will come up here in the next probably 7 laps or so when we reach the halfway point.
And I feel pretty good about the field tonight, but there is the odd chance that lap traffic could play a factor. With how quick Luke Peters is, and some of these other guys, I wouldn't be surprised if they did end up catching some of these drivers. I don't know how far they'd lap up to, but yeah, with how spread this field is, you never know if you could have a mistake right in front of one of the lead guys, maybe affect the outcome. We'll have to wait and see on that.
Yeah, without how much grip this track lacks, it's easy to make a mistake, especially when you're about to go lap down. You don't want to go lap down. As one car coming through the pits, that's the 9 machine, Brandon Griffiths in the pit lane. As working lap 10, as I mentioned, just a lack of grip. You know, any mistakes can easily happen. Just lose the rear tires a little bit off some of these corners, shifting, having high RPMs, going down the first gear maybe even. And around you go, just with one little bobble.
Yeah, and like you say, with one mistake, with a race with no cautions, that could be killer for you. So we'll wait and see if anybody does end up making that mistake that costs them a good finish. We've seen some drivers get into it with each other tonight, so looking forward to seeing what the rest of the race brings for us. Just kind of scanning, searching here. It does still look like we have a pretty good battle going between Tyler Aspinall and Luke Faro for, I guess this is P5 and 6 right here. P2, P3, they've kind of pulled away a little bit from the rest of that bunch. Working with about a 7-second gap, but Eric and Aaron are staying right on top of each other, not giving any space. Just about a car length apart right now, with the lap car approaching.
As right now, as Aaron Brown is actually caught back up there, Keeter was about half a second ahead of Aaron Brown. Now the gap down to about 3/10, about 1 car length in between these two drivers. And this would be right before pit stops. Can Aaron Brown get around Eric Keeter for that second place spot before they come down pit lane? And that'll be a pretty huge accomplishment for Aaron Brown right there.
Yeah, with these two, I definitely would expect maybe some strategy games here. I don't know that they'll be able to fully catch Luke Peters by the end of this race without a mistake, so...
There he comes the hairpin.
Yep, there he goes, sends it in. Good racing from here to leave him space. Aaron is able to get that drive off and complete that pass back up to P2.
Now we'll see if we can pull away from Eric Keeter as up the hill to go to turn 1 and turn 2. Go back to the battle for 5th place, Luke Lafaro and Tyler Aspinall right now. And a bunch of other drivers closing the gap. You got Douglas Newbegin, who made the moves on Ollie Reeves a few laps ago to put himself up to 7th. He's now closed the gap to the top 5 spots, and he's looking really good here late in this long green flag run. There's one car spinning around. That is, I believe, Ollie, it might be lap traffic actually involved there. I believe.
It does look like Brett Murphy was maybe avoiding a stopped Brian Perry. Not really sure what
As
happened.
around goes Murphy again.
Car.
Let's take a quick look at that.
Looks like maybe he was just slowing to try and get...
He was getting out of the leader's way, and he just stopped, trying to let him by. Which... And also Brett Murphy self-spun behind him, most likely trying to avoid, but now the battle for 5th place is really heated up. It's come down now. The 4 drivers Actually, now it's for 4th place as here comes Tyler Aspinall on Thomas Conan.
Yeah, it does look like Ollie Reeves, who was in this battle earlier, has definitely overheated those tires as he's faded all the way back to Jacob Thornton in P9. So battle for P8 there.
As off the racetrack goes Thomas Coonan as Tyler Aspinall now has a little bit of momentum going into the turn 5. Now it's coming down into turn 6. After the yeses they go. Luca Farah now under attack from Douglas Newbegin. As Newbegin, I think he has the best advantage on these tires with how old they are compared to the other drivers. He's caught back up to these guys, and lap time wise, he's running a really good lap time actually. He's almost a second half quicker than these guys up ahead.
Yeah, I think just looking at these guys' lap times, looks like Doug is definitely the fastest and Coonan the slowest, so they're all kind of accordioning back together as they be easy with each other through the hairpin this time. We'll see as with pit stops approaching how that changes in these next coming laps, and who decides to duck in early, see if they can maybe get an advantage, make some passes on those fresh tires. I guess we'll see how aggressive people are on those cold tires and how aggressive they are with their pit entry. If they really feel like they need to make a pass. Speaking of passes, Jordan Kuntz just passing for P9 over Jacob Thornton, who's kind of faded away from Ollie Reeves a little bit. But yeah, definitely keeping our eyes on the strategy game here as Luke Peters has pulled about a 9-second gap now over P2 Aaron Brown.
He has most positions gained. Jordan Kuntz up 8 spots. Started in 17th, up to 9th place now. Now I'm halfway through this one, so he could maybe look himself into a top 5 spot as these guys battle up ahead for him. And also, Diego Scene's also doing a good job right now, up 10 spots in 15th. So those two are the biggest movers, and also you got Chris James up 7 spots in 12th.
As it does look like Doug headed in, he's going to be the first one. Looks like I said, lap 15. Kind of have a good chance here to run maybe 19 laps after this, 19-20 laps on those tires. So it'll definitely struggle at the end of the race, but maybe the pace that he gains now will not only bring some other cars in, but maybe leapfrog him over that battle there.
Yeah, which I'm kind of surprised that he's the first one to come out pit lane, because it seemed like he was the fastest on the older tires. But I mean, maybe he kind of wanted to jump those guys on pit lane because he just couldn't really do it on the racetrack. It seemed like that's what he thought at least. Off of pit lane he goes. Got to make sure he doesn't get a speed penalty. As there he goes. Looks like no penalty for the 71 machine as he's clean off pit lane. He's got to come off 15th spot right now. We'll see what he slots in after pit stops happen. But Tyler Aspinall now on the back bumper of Thomas Coonan here for 4th still, and Luke Farrow not too far behind 6th.
Yeah, I'll definitely be really interested to see if anyone from this group specifically ducks in this lap, as Doug's going to start working his way through traffic. I think he's right on the back of a battle for P14 between Diego Sainz and looks like that's Jacob McMillan as well, one of a pretty strong road racer in his own right.
Yeah, new tires should be about 2 seconds quicker, if not more, for everyone on the racetrack, especially Douglas Newbegin. So 2 seconds a lap. He's going to pit about a lap or 2 earlier than everyone else, as I think no one else is coming out pit lane this time by. So that's another 2 seconds he's going to get on those drivers. So he should jump them pretty easily once his pit stop cycles out.
Definitely see. I think I might hate to be the guy in the middle. The guys that come around lap 17, lap 18. So I think we may see Doug and some of the guys that pit a little bit earlier get held by a bit of traffic just trying to get past them. Sonoma, pretty easy to pass at in some places, not as difficult as like a Watkins Glen or a Roval, but definitely not easy in its own right. So if you catch someone in the wrong spot, maybe in the S's, could lose a good bit of time and a lot of that advantage of those fresh tires. As I see Aaron Brown lock up in P2, giving Eric Keeter the opportunity here, get past, not able to get the drive off.
As Thomas Coonan and Luke Lafaro coming down pit lane.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It does look like two of those drivers there battling for P4 ducked in, so it leaves Tyler Aspinall in P4 on track, but these two gonna maybe have a bit more tire advantage here. It does look like Brett Murphy's taking another spin. The second and third place cars come past here. And that may be his day done if he hasn't already used, or if he has already used that faster pair.
And it looks like he has, so yeah, his game will be over here on lap 18. As there goes Douglas Newbigin, he's already passed his drivers. Like I said, he's got a huge advantage with those newer tires.
Yeah, depending on how long the 33 and the 28 of Aaron Brown and Eric Keeter stay out, he may even be able to jump into that battle as well. I don't know that we had mentioned it yet, but on that same lap that Thomas Coonan and not Tyler Aspinall, but Luke Lafaro had come in, Jordan Kuntz as well brought it in, has made his pit stop as Tyler Aspinall in this time.
And same with Eric Keeter, also in pit lane also. So pit road, very busy place. Gotta make sure you don't get a speeding penalty, especially on entry. I think entry, it's kind of a very unique pit road entry. Probably the most unique, one of, if not the most unique pit road entry in NASCAR. Kind of a mini hairpin in itself also. See Jack Clemens zooming out pit lane, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Just a very unique pit lane in general, and gotta make sure it gets slowed down in time. Looks like no one has gotten a speed penalty that I've seen so far. As Douglas Newbigin up to 4th place now, about 6 seconds behind Eric Keeter, who just came out for pit lane. As he did short pit Luke Peters and Aaron Brown. As here comes Peters down pit lane. Will Aaron Brown follow suit in that 2nd place spot? Looks like he will not. He's going to stay out another lap there. Just trying to get another little fresher tires for the end of the race, except see what he can do there. As Douglas Newbigin going to come off in 4th place. And he pretty much jumped everyone that he wanted to jump, and looking really good so far. As we'll see how Thomas Coonan, Luke Lafaro, and Tyler Aspinall do here on these 2-lap fresher tires than Douglas Newbigin. I mean, I don't know how big of a difference it might make. It could be a few tenths a lap, which is all they need, yeah.
Back there. It may take Aaron Brown staying out one more lap, but he is our current points leader, I believe, this season. And you do get a bonus point here for leading a lap, so maybe that's the mindset there, that he wants to stay out and stretch it as far as he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, just checking. He is the points leader, 7 points over Jack Clemens. Aaron doesn't have a win. Luke Peters does not have a win as well. A win will ultimately probably lock these guys in to the playoffs. If they do stay inside that top 20 in points, they're a really good shot for a wild card if they do drop outside of that top 10 anyway. But yeah, just another way that Luke Peters or maybe Aaron Brown, Eric Keeter could breathe a little bit easier after today, just knowing they're pretty much locked in. As we do see our leader Aaron Brown coming into the pits here. Looks like he may be able to lead this lap while on pit road.
Looks like he will. As there comes Luke Peters around there. Last corner, and through turn 1 he goes. There's lap traffic up ahead from him. You can't see the number on that one. It's the 81 of Evan Drake, I believe. Gain laps here on lap 21 as Peters goes by pretty cleanly. As a pit stop cycle, I think everyone has pitted yet. Few maybe not, but I think everyone has to pit this time. As actually Jacob McMillan come down in. I think he might have been one of the last few that have not pitted yet. But I think everyone has pitted so far in tonight's race, so the pit cycle has cycled through, as you could say. And it's going to be Peters, Heater, Brown, the top three. Pretty much the same, just a little different order there in second and third. But Heater got around Brown here late in that one, but Douglas Newbegin in fourth place. I mentioned he was really good on those older tires, but right now the guys behind Thomas Kuhnen catching up to him a few tenths a lap, which 15 laps to go, they definitely can easily catch up to him. They're only 1.5 seconds back.
Yeah, we'll definitely see Doug maybe managing the tires a bit. Thomas Kuhnen and company behind maybe burning it a bit more to get back up to him. So we'll see if they're able to get past him, and then how long those tires can hang on for everybody here. Couple notes, just the retirements so far. Looks like Malachi Drake and Ben McDonald left early, and then Brett Murphy and Brendan Griffiths, P25, P26, looks like they may be out of this race.
As Tyler, oh, big damage. Tyler Aspinall and Luke Lafaro in the hairpin. Hoods flying everywhere as major contact between those two drivers. Not sure exactly what happened, but we'll take a look here on the entry there. I think someone may have hit the tire barrier. Was there no lap car?
Lap car.
Lap car ahead, not sure. Oh, man. Major damage for those two drivers. Lap car of, didn't get a number there, number 48. Yeah, I think he lost it off the hairpin. And Lafaro and Aspinall had nowhere to go, and they were having such a great run tonight. A little bit of a net code there too, didn't help either, but I think they were gonna make contact either way. But man, that's gotta be rough for those two drivers. As I mean, if the tire barriers weren't there, that wouldn't have been an issue. But either way, Lafaro has to come down pit lane. He was in the top 5. Same with Aspinall. As that puts Kuntz up to 6, and the man on the mission, looking for that top 5 here tonight.
Yeah, and I'm unsure if those two guys have used their fast repair yet, but I know that Tyler Aspinall, his hood is up, so he's trying to limp it back home to pit road.
As Lafaro's staying out. No hood, no problem for him, as he has not used his fast repair. But I guess, I mean, if he's not too badly damaged, which, I mean, I think he's about a few seconds slower a lap. As Aspinall can't even see where he's going. Right now, let's go on board with him. As he can't really see what's going on. He kind of have a little hole right there on his right side. But, I mean, it's impressive he's made it best this far, honestly. As Hood's still flying in the air, coming down pit lane.
Yeah, you can do a little bit of a shift of the driver camera in the car to work around that, but that's definitely not a view you want to see out of your front windshield.
Yeah. Maybe for 1 or 2 laps, but not the next 10 plus laps. But Lafaro, maybe he's a little lucky that his hood came off even, so he doesn't even have to worry about that, as just hoodless there. Good thing this isn't real life NASCAR or anything like that, but still in 7th place.
I think that may be a smart decision eventually from Lafaro. I think maybe the stop and go, even if he had the fast repair, the stop and go to take it may lose him more time than just staying out and pressing on as well.
You'd probably fall back to around 10th place, around Zachary Thornton there, if I had to guess, because Sonoma's pit lane's pretty long, and obviously you have to stop, take your fast repair. We'll see what his lap time is right there. It's going to be, actually a pretty good lap time. If you want to compare his fastest lap time to his last lap, right here, as, I mean, pretty much 2 seconds, but he's been on these tires for about 6 laps, which, I mean, is pretty good.
We compare his first run to that. That's about a second a lap slower. So
yeah, definitely.
With only 11, 12 laps remaining, yeah, it definitely seems like the right decision.
Yeah,
Tyler Aspinall did have a fast repair remaining. He's gone a lap down to P16. We'll see how many cars he can pass on his way back through the field, but I'm not sure. It's a pretty big gap between him and the cars ahead.
Yeah, really rough day there. I mean, really unfortunate for those two drivers. They were running very good in the top 5 and all the way back down into 17th for Tyler Aspinall and Luke Farrar down to 7th. But the battle for second now heating up. Aaron Brown has 2 lap fresher tires and Aaron Keeter. And with about 11 laps to go here this time by, I think Brown, if he can save his tires a little bit, might be able to pull away from Aaron Keeter for second.
Yeah, a couple other guys having quiet but good days. Chris James up from P19 on the grid to P12 here. Diego Sainz, I mean, we've mentioned him a couple times, but up 12 spots from P25 to P13. Zachary Thornton, we haven't really mentioned much, sitting in P10 right now. Making his debut this season. Jacob Thornton again, from 10th to 9th. Just a quiet day, quiet top 10. I'm sure he'll take that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, good run for him, and good run for pretty much our normal front runners. If you look at the top 5 in points, those are pretty much who's out in front for now, or at least in the top 10 spots. You got Aaron Brown, Jack Clemens in 11th. Ollie Reeves having a pretty good night in 8th. Lucas Strayer, probably the worst of those, he's ranked 16th. But you also got Luke Pierce, obviously leading this race. Tyler Aspinall was having a good run. He sits tied in 6th in the points, but obviously down to 17th. So, I mean, pretty much whoever was running pretty good in the points, top 5, top 10 in the points, are running pretty good here tonight also. So, I don't know if we see a lot of points change here tonight. Luke Pierce will probably jump a few drivers there, maybe put himself up to second in the points after this race here tonight if everything else stands. But still 10 laps to go, so still around about 13 minutes left in real time left in this one.
Yeah, and I think some of the guys that came in knowing that they were going to be a bit weaker on the road courses, this hasn't actually been that bad of a day for them. We do see Strayer sitting in P16. That's not great, but it's better than further in the back. He's survived. He's kept the car on track, or at least in the right direction for the most part. He'll come away with maybe even a top 15 finish here.
It doesn't look like he has any damage on that machine right there. He's just keeping it clean, you know. Really all you can ask for when you're not probably the best road course racers. Keep it clean. Don't make any mistakes. Don't wreck anyone. Don't get a penalty for next week or something like that. But right now, pretty good for him as the battle for second still heating up here as Eric Keeter and Aaron Brown going at it with 9 laps to go as Luke Peters 16 seconds away from the field right now. Looking for his first win of the season.
Yeah, definitely just scanning the field right now. Good day, good recovery from Jordan Kuntz after not being able to qualify. I don't know that he even set a lap in practice, but he's rallied up to P6 from P17, so very good run for him so far. He is one guy that he missed the first couple races of the season, but did win last week. And with the drop week, he's looking to make a move inside the top 20 in points just to be able to have that wild card. But then if he does perform well enough, he could get in the top 10 in points and be able to carry those bonus points into the chase. Right now he's on the outside looking in, has a couple races worth of points to make up, but we'll see if he can do it over the course of this season.
Yeah, we'll see as Peter also maintaining second for now over Brown. As another close battle on the racetrack, Zachary Thornton and Jack Clemens for a top 10 spot.
Just checking in on a storyline from earlier in the race, if we head to the 71 of Doug Newbeging, does look like it was the right decision as he's been able to kind of increase that gap again on Thomas Kunin. So it does look like taking the early stop, that undercut, did seem to be the right strategy as he's, I guess, was good on those old tires, able to stretch that run, or stretch that gap back out. As our battle for second place is heating up here with Eric Keeter and Aaron Brown. Aaron Brown on those couple lap fresher tires, really putting the pressure on right now with, I believe, 7 or 8 to go. Looks like, yeah, 8 to go coming to 7 to go here. Contact there.
Try a bump around there.
Yeah, looks like it's all respectful between these two so far. Let's see if we get the bumper out a little bit more. As he looks to the left here, covered off. Let's see if he sends him up here into turn 2. Covered off again. Really tight stuff. Respect from these two guys right now. Looks like contact again, getting the 33 car loose. As that gap kind of opens back up just a little bit. Those fresher tires really look like a big advantage here for Aaron Brown. I would expect them to get by. It's just about when, where, and how clean is it going to be. Contact again.
Oh, it's contact throwing each other.
He's too happy about it.
He's gonna send it. Crossover move right there. Coming to the hairpin.
Cover him off under braking. Aaron Brown looks like he's going to try and go the long way around. Maybe a switch back here.
Heater.
Before it, can he get the drive off? Just not even. What a battle we're watching here.
That's 6 laps to go so far. I just don't know if Eric Heater can hold Aaron Brown off for 6 more laps, especially with Brown's fresher tires. Could be tough for him to do so.
Again, contact. These two cannot stay off each other. Aaron can't afford to be a little bit patient here. He's not really in the running to catch Luke Peters, I'd say. I think this one might be already determined, but he's got enough time to be able to get past him, enough passing zones, so maybe even taking a second to let the tires cool down and make a good charge at him here. So we'll see. Further back, it does look like we do have a battle for P10, P11 here between Jack Clemens and Zach Thornton. It's really putting the pressure on here. Trying to rally back up after an early wreck to the top 10. Early wreck and a poor qualifying effort.
We'll see if he can get to the top 10 spot, as this is a close spot on the racetrack for now.
Just looking a little bit in the distance from that battle from P2. We do have a couple lap cars approaching. It might be a couple laps before they do catch him, but just something to think about once that does happen. See if maybe they could use a lap car as a pick, either to open up that gap or to make that pass. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see.
That's 4 laps to go. Eric here doing a great job defending from Aaron Brown from now. And he keep it up though, as you mentioned, lap traffic right ahead up the turn 1 and turn 2. So you're gonna go wide. You're gonna let these drivers by. As very clean decision from the lap car there, the 26 of Derek Stanley right there.
Good job on Derek Stanley for that. Always good to see. Derek Stanley may not be having a great race tonight, but he has had a strong start to the season. I believe he is inside our top 10 in points. So maybe we'll see a rebound at next week, back on the oval.
This heater gets a bit loose off of turn number 7 right there. Now through the S's they go. Lap car up ahead of Adrian Fernandez, I believe.
Looks like that's Jacob McMillan right in front of them, then Adrian Fernandez, the next car. I think those two share like an inverted paint scheme, so, and I mean with everything going on with trading paints right now, easy to mix them up. I know we can't hear it on the broadcast, but some praise for Derek Stanley over the radio, as yet we did see Heater get loose there. Still getting loose with the power down.
As there goes Aaron Brown to the inside of turn 1. It's going to turn to the right side in a moment. He's not able to stick with it. Up the hill they go. Lap traffic up ahead also. This is the battle for second. As bumper to bumper they go down the hill through 3 and 4 for now. Here they come down the hill into the curb turn number 4 right here. There goes Brown to the inside, not a typical overtaking spot, clips the curb. Will Heater stay in front for now though? And yes he will, as he defends low. And here Heater playing on a defensive clinic right now here at Sonoma.
Yeah, what an incredible battle that we're able to watch from these two. Heater just taking the defensive line, trying to force Aaron to go the long way around. Sacrificing the runoff, but keeping the position, and it's keeping these two just glued together. We'll see how they navigate this 21 car, see if he lets them by.
Yeah, coming the 2 to go this time by. Luke Peters in another zip code right now compared to these two. So these two have put on a great battle these last 10 laps. It comes down to this here. That's 2 laps to go.
Yeah, 2 to go. I don't want to pull our eyes away from it. Be good from the 21 car there to get those guys by. But still bumper to bumper with the 42, sorry, the 35 and the 69. Not as close as these two, but definitely something to keep an eye on as well. As we see a little bit more contact.
As well, Aaron looks to the inside there through this corner. Not typically a good overtake. He's gonna fake the pass there. Look for a crossover here. And this is a good passing opportunity if he can be late on the brakes. So he goes to the inside. He opens the door up for him. Just slows it down in time. The Heater stays in front.
So a little lockup from the 28 there, but it looks like Aaron had a little bit of trouble getting the power down. Kind of had the rear step out on him, and he's just unable to make that move. He'll maybe have another look into the hairpin here.
Lap traffic. Not. Oh! Aaron hits the pit wall there. Damn. As he's gonna probably lose a couple spots as Douglas Soonbigging will try to capitalize on that now with comes to the white flag.
It doesn't look like it'll bring Doug into this battle either. Have to maybe keep an eye on that and see, but what a dominant performance from Luke Peters today. I know we've kind of had to step away from it as he's right on the back of that battle there. Zachary Thornton holding off Jack Clemens for the end of the top 10 here. But yeah, what a performance from Luke today. It's actually him getting past Clemens here may actually interrupt this battle on the last lap as well.
For the battle for 11th behind him, Jack Clemens, and I believe that's Diego Scenes right there. He's got clear Clemens for 11th, and that's going to put our second place in points down to 12th. But off of last corner, Luke Peters is going to win here tonight at Sonoma in dominant fashion.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize, but just given that given that those guys are not doing another lap, that was actually a pass for P11 there, Diego Sainz.
As Aaron Brown somehow making it work as he's going to come off final corner in third with no front end. And Douglas Subi almost got to the top 3 spot as Luke Lafaro stays in 7th as he, with no front hood, is going to come home in 7th place and somehow survive there. So it's going to be Peter and Brown the top 3 spots. And Luke Peters will win tonight here for the Turnkey Network Solution 70.
And it looks like our last couple guys finishing here. Ollie Reeves just barely getting a nod over Jacob Thornton. And then a lap back, Zach Domer just barely getting the position over Luke Strayer, who's going tumbling here off camera. All in all, I'd say pretty good race here tonight. Very slick track, very hot track, made for some very entertaining battles there. And it really was about who could stay mistake-free, who could save their tires, keep them under them for the whole run. And we saw some really big movers in the race and some really interesting storylines and some great battles playing out tonight. Here come the top 3 to the start-finish line. Luke Peters over Eric Heater, Aaron Brown.
As we're going to take a quick break and we'll speak to our top 3 drivers after this. As you're back live here at home at Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California. Gonna take a quick look at our finishing results here. Tonight's Turnkey Network Solutions 70 at Sonoma. Luke Pierce is gonna win here tonight, and in dominant fashion over Eric here, who finished second. Aaron Brown in third. Completely damaged at the end of this one too, after hitting the tire barriers there on the hairpin from the white flag. As Douglas Newbingen in fourth with a great run for him. Jordan Kuntz in fifth. Great performance from him. Started 17th, I believe, up 12 positions for him. Thomas Coonan in 6th place. Luke Farrow in 7th, also with major damage with him. Paulie Reeves in 8th. Jacob Thornton 9th. And Zachary Thornton in 10th. Diego Scenes in 11th. Jack Clemens in 12th. Chris James 13th. Jacob Millen in 14th. Tyler Aspinall in 15th. Got damaged there pretty severely with Luke Farrow there due to the lap car spinning right in front of him. Covered to a top 15 finish for him. Dakota Lee in 16th, Zach Domer in 17th, Lucas Chair 18th, Evan Drake 19th, Adrian Fernandez in 20th, Cameron Ingram 21st, Brian Taylor 22nd, Derek Stanley 23rd, Quinn Gingrich in 24th, Brett Murphy 25th, Brendan Griffiths in 26th, Billy McDonald in 27th, and Malachi Drake round your 28 car field here tonight. And we're going to speak to race winner here in a moment of Luke Peters. Bring him into the booth here. Hello, Luke. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you pretty much dominate here tonight at Sonoma. Talk us through that race. Pretty much no competition at all. Just gotta keep it clean, get through lap traffic and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, just very clean, mistake-free race, really. Got pole, couple tenths. Heater was able to stay with me for a little bit on that first run, and then they all kind of fell off a bit, and so I was just not over pushing the car too hard, trying to keep my car clean, going through traffic, and did that all very well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just pretty much dominant performance here tonight. Picked up your first win of the season. How does that feel also?
Yeah, finally a race where everything goes right. Don't have anything like any mistakes on my end or any other outside circumstances to take me out of the running. But yeah, feels good to finally finish one of these things and with a win.
Yeah, anyone like think for chance could win here tonight?
I'd like to thank everyone at ABOC Motorsports who put a lot of work in getting these cars ready, and yeah, paid off. We all got good top 10s, good finishes. So
Yeah, as you round out here in Sonoma as a race winner here tonight, congrats to win at Sonoma.
thanks.
That was Luke Peters, your race winner. I was gonna bring in Eric Keeter, who finished second place here tonight after a great battle between him and Aaron Brown. Eric, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
To round out in second place here tonight. You battle Aaron Brown there for pretty much the last 10 laps. Talk us through those last 10 laps and how you defended pretty much perfectly from a driver who had a little bit fresher tires than you.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting out there. I don't know. It was just a lot of defensive driving. Take away his arc into the corner, stuff like that. Just force him to overdrive and then just take the run off the corner, hopefully clear into the high speed sections. Just a lot going on there. And then, of course, really unfortunate second to last lap, the little incident that happened there for him, obviously. Just unfortunate there with the traffic. But allowed me to capitalize. I was really getting hounded there. It was definitely not easy to keep him behind me, especially with the tire difference and everything. But as far as the pace goes, for me, it just fell off a cliff there. Seemingly the forward drive, I just could not get off the corners. after a certain stage in the run, and that was really losing me a ton of time on Luke and Aaron there. Which, honestly, I thought it was a little odd because I was keeping up the speed through the high-speed sections. It didn't really feel like my tires were overheated or anything like that, so a little bit confused there. But I'll definitely take the second place. Everyone knows how good Luke is here at these road courses, and especially at Sonoma, which is one of his favorite tracks, so can't complain.
Yeah, like you said, great finishing result here for you in second place. Anyone like thank for tonight's good run?
Aaron, for the clean battle there, I'm sure that was probably one of the better things to watch on the broadcast tonight, and I'm going to look forward to looking back at it. And everyone else for putting on a pretty decent race at a road course, I would say.
Yep, and congrats on your good finish here tonight at Sonoma.
Thank you.
So that was Eric Keeter who finished second place. And we got to speak to our third place driver, Aaron Brown, who's very damaged here at the end. As Heater mentioned, a little incident there, but still walks home in third. Hello, Aaron, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So you walk away home third after a pretty big incident there on the white flag, or coming to the white flag, excuse me. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, I mean, lap car is pretty much in the. I didn't really expect the lap car to be right where he was. I mean, typically, everyone in the race has been, was out of the way quickly, but it's just, I mean, can't really expect that with everyone. It's kind of my fault there, but I was alongside Heater by a good margin going into the corner, and maybe if the lap car is not there, I maybe can hold his outside, but it pretty much forced me to a crossover. I'm already for first gear, just trying to hold some exit speed off the corner. Normally I would be going second, but just trying to hold first to kind of hold that outside a little bit. But yeah, I just try to hold the outside, but I mean the lap car there just kind of forced me to cross over. And then as soon as I got on the gas, the just rear end slipped out the old tires on the in first gear and just head straight into the barrier. Got pretty lucky; it didn't just nuke the tire right front off, and I could actually still limp it around for P3. But overall, I mean, solid. Still, I mean, top fours all season long so far. We'll head into Kansas next week. Hopefully, looking for maybe that win, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, still a great result for you, as you mentioned, third place, and lucky that you could limp it back around that one more lap. And anyone you like thank you for tonight's good run?
Yeah, I thank my teammates, Jack Lemons, and also honorary teammate Thomas Coonan, talking all night, helping each other out with the lines and stuff and speed all night long. Gotta thank the admins for putting on the show, winning this league, so we can all come out here and race. And I gotta thank you for the broadcast, and I gotta thank all the viewers for tuning in.
Yep, and congrats on your good run here at Sonoma, and we'll see you next week at Kansas.
All right, thank you.
That was our third place driver of Aaron Brown. Look at the upcoming schedule that we have here.
It's kind of a return to normalcy for us as we head to Kansas next week, and then North Wilkesboro after that for our throwback race.
Yeah, so more typical NASCAR ovals that you like to see, other than Sonoma. Completely different, obviously, but Kansas always a pretty fun racetrack, and pretty multi-group, mostly top dominant overall. But tomorrow night we have the Tuesday night Bolt Racing League Tuesday Night Thunder there, their chase race for them, and that will be at Auto Club tomorrow night. And then we have an off week for the Superstar ARCA Cup, which will be at Pocono in a week from now. Then Saturday night with the Bolt Racing League Grand National Series for Chase Race number 2 at New Hampshire. And like you mentioned, next week we have Kansas for the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solutions Series here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So we will see you guys then, and thank you guys for watching here. The Turnkey Network Solutions 70 at Sonoma.